Tata, and welcome yet to another episode of Sports Scene. It's always great to have your company. Look, this week has been amazing. Bradley, I know you've covered some amazing stories, especially in Rugby League. Tell us, I know the KUMULs have left the country already. I know they'll be facing Fiji Batties. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, of course, it's exciting times for Rugby League in Papua New Guinea. We're heading towards the back end of the year. But Rugby League never stops in a country that, holds Rugby League as its national sport. I guess the Fiji game would be one to watch ahead of the all-important game between the Great Britain Lions after 20 years in PNG.
And, they have history, so that's something that KUMULs have been preparing for, and they're going out there. All the best to them. That story coming up later in the show. Apart from that, we also have some information from the Ipatas Cup. I know you've spoken to a member of the officials. We also have CRU Juniors Championship. That was a one-day event as well. We have the RWC final where South Africa, amazingly, South Africa Springboks took the cup home this time. This actually makes them equally three-time champions to New Zealand.
To cricket now, and after the historical achievement in Dubai in the 2020 Men's World Cup qualifiers 2019, the Barramundis have returned home to a warm welcome. They were received by eager fans, families and the cricket community at large. Sports Scene was at hand to capture it.
Well, if you ever wanted a gift, this is the one you'd want if you're from PNG.
Another one, and cheers down there, because their trip to Australia is guaranteed for the first time in their history. Papua New Guinea will be appearing in the T20 World Cup in less than a year.
After the successful T20 qualifiers tournament held in Dubai, the PNG national men's cricket team, the Barramundis, who have qualified for the T20 World Cup in Australia 2020, have arrived home. The much-awaited Barramundis braced the Jackson's International Airport on a red carpet welcome. The cricket community, including fans and families, turned out in numbers at the airport. An emotional welcome received the history-making Barras on arrival, greeted with tears of joy and excitement. Manning the team and bringing home the great story is coach Joseph Dawes, who is happy to be part of this history-making team.
This is without doubt one of the special moments. There's such a great group of young men that I'm lucky enough to lead. They stick together like a band of brothers, and they enjoy the good times and the bad times. So it's not hard to get up and go to work with these guys every day, and I'm very proud and very privileged. So we're off to a good start. We're going to have a bit of time off now and just enjoy, and there's a lot of other cricket to play next year, not just the World Cup, but we'll be planning. We've already started planning for that, absolutely. Well, it was good. Obviously, we achieved what we wanted to achieve. To make the final was outstanding. Disappointing to lose it, but Netherlands are a good side and full of a lot of experienced cricketers from around the world. So for us from our little nation to go there and make the final was outstanding. And we talk a lot about creating history and doing things that no one else has done, and that's what we've done on this trip.
One of the noted players of the tournament, Norman VANUA, couldn't be happier of the team's efforts in Dubai.
It was what we expected from the start. We expected nothing less. This time we believed in ourselves compared to the last two tournaments I've been in. We didn't start off well with the warm-up matches, but yeah. So great, so happy that we actually saved it for the game. So yeah, to be honest, it's just unreal. The feeling after we qualified, and to this day still hasn't really sunk in yet, but hopefully it does.
Captain of the Barramundis, who also has been named as the captain of the team of the tournament, Asadola Vala, was ecstatic of their performance in the tournament.
The tournament was unbelievable. We managed to qualify for the T20 World Cup for the first time in the history of cricket PNG. been close so many times. This group and the previous players that went to play in the global qualifiers, but we managed to do it. To automatically qualify was a bonus for us. We wanted to get into the playoffs if we could manage, if we could play well. But to get into automatically play in the World Cup Final was a bonus for us, and was really happy for the boys how they played during the group stages.
A memorable tournament for the boys, including for debutant in any World Cup qualifier, NOSAINA POKANA.
It's my first qualifier, and I wasn't in any previous qualifiers, but I didn't know the feeling. But taking part in this tournament, it was a new experience, I'd say.
As they take time off after the great achievement in the next 2 weeks, preparation plans for the World Cup are on the tables. Papua New Guinea's achievement to play in the T20 World Cup is one that will mark the history pages of sporting in the country. As the code takes the center stage in making history in 21st century Papua New Guinea sporting, moving forward, and especially in cricket PNG, are the focus and reflections of those that have been in the building and development phase of the code.
Well, in any sport, you have to have very strong administration. You also have to have great team support, be it in physio, training, conditioning, medical, of course, and also learning everyday habits of the world. So as our members of the teams will, when they do retire from the sport, that they become ambassadors to our sport of cricket, and I'm sure this will happen. Making this event is very historic, and all members of the team will, I think, shoulders back, heads up high, and pride in their team members and pride in their country and what they've been able to achieve. Right?
Yeah, look, Bradley, congratulations to the guys for qualifying for the T20 Men's World Cup. Look, last year, around this time last year, they went and they suffered a terrible loss. They even lost their ODI status, and, T20 and, 50 overs. ODI is very different. But, as a national team, they went out there, they lost their ODI status, and now, at this time of the year again, them going out there and qualifying is actually, redemption for them. And it's really, really good to see them. We do wish them all the best and look forward to how they will fare next year in Australia for the World Cup.
Yeah, look, cricket in general in Papua New Guinea, silent achievers, but, they continuously fly the flag for Papua New Guinea everywhere they go. And for the code itself in Papua New Guinea, this is a milestone not only for the team, but those that have put time and effort into making cricket a sport to watch and love in Papua New Guinea. Also, hats off to the families who have been constantly supportive of a code, like I said, that continues to fly the flag in Papua New Guinea. And what way to celebrate it than to qualify for the 2020 World Cup itself in Australia next year.
That's right. And once again, we do wish them all the best. We'll go for a break now, and Sports In continues after these short messages. Premiers of the Gulf Rugby League Club competition, Young Tigers arrived in Port Moresby on Sunday for the Southern Region Club Championship. Gordon Aki has more on this story.
Five-time premiers Young Tigers Rugby League Club from Gulf Province are currently in Port Moresby participating in the Southern Region Club Championships. Team manager Mariosu Ivari says it hasn't been easy for the team, but they have come a long way to where they are today. He says the team has been consistent in the last 5 years and are looking to maintain their lead in the next 5 years and beyond.
The team is actually here for the club championship, which the team has went into the first elimination which we had two associations that was affiliated to PNG RFL, which were coming from Gulf. So the PNG RFLs decided that we'll have to play at provincial level, which we had Highway Cowboys from Isoposa Rugby League Club and Camera Rugby League, which is Young Tigers. It was some 2 Sundays ago now, and here we are for the second elimination of the club championship. As a team manager, it's tireless. Can't sit down properly, have time with family, trying to sort things out, make sure things are in order for the team, make sure the boys in good condition, make sure their health is looked after, their food, whatever is looked after since day one.
President TUTA Larry says he is looking forward to seeing the team play well in the tournament and hopefully finishes on top in the Southern Region Club Championships.
The team came out to be in 2015. After being came out, we maintained our premiership for 5 years, and this is the 5th year that we are been maintaining the team. The team is particularly the young people from Sibiri within the TAURAMA area in Gulf Province. We are participating in the KARMA Rugby League competition, which the KARMA Rugby League is. We are playing under the KARMA Rugby League. We are here mostly for the Southern Club Championship, which means we have to compete with all the clubs that is affiliated under the PNG RFL, or is within the southern area of the competition.
The ever-experienced captain, Ilave Sapea, has brought with him a wealth of experience he says has played a major role in boosting the team's performance in the last 5 years. He says hard work, commitment and perseverance of the team has brought them all to where they are today.
I told the boys that we'll take every game one at a time. We won't squeeze every game. We had a club championship after the final, so we take a final. I say we have one game against Isoposa in Gulf at Kerama. We take that one. I say we'll take every game one at a time. So boys, stay with me, look up for this game. I started playing with them when we formed the team since 2014 till now. When we lost the 2015 semi-finals, and I stood up there and I lead the boys. And I coached them, I trained them, by myself I lead them till 2019 season. And we won 5 finals with my leadership, under my leadership. I played for Gulf Isapias 2016, I was vice captain, and Benengoma was a captain. And I played with Gulf Iso fullback and center in 2018, and they dropped me in 2019 season. We're looking forward to play next year with another team. Whatever I learned from the DCL Cup, I went down and I learned them how to play, where to play, how halves can run, forwards can run. I mold them, I shape them where to go. That's how we won the 5 years grand final.
Ilave says the team is privileged to represent Gulf Province at the Southern Region Club Championships.
The team is good. The captain of the team is Ilave. Ilave has brought the team in from a long way. It's about 5 years now that he has seen a lot of, the club has seen a lot of grand finals. And he's been a coach, he's been a trainer, he's been a player. He has actually molded and actually has did a big thing for the players.
Meanwhile, the Southern Region Club Championship is set to end this Sunday, where the winner will travel to Lae for the grand final.
We'll go for a break now, and coming up next, Simon Maima. He's actually a representative from the southern leg of the Ipatas Cup. He will be joining Bradley. Stay with us.
Simon Maima, coordinator of the Ipatas Cup in the NCD Central. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak with you.
Thank you.
Now the Ipatas Cup is coming up. What's the preparation like?
As usual, preparations come when it's due all the time. So all the teams, those who've been participating and those who are trying to participate, and they're well aware that such times, such events will take place. So my preparation has been going well. Teams registered as long as they're all ready and prepared. So I have no problem with registration. I've already locked in 16 teams for NCD Challenge, and we'll be calling upon Central to pop in. So my scheduled dates will be on 6th to 8th and 13 to 15 December. In the meantime, I've been trying to liaise with coordinators for the Governors Cup to see we might collide in our schedule and the calendars and draws programs as well, but I cannot reach them, so that means Governors Cup might delay a little bit. So I will go early. The Ipatas Cup for NCD Southern Leg will kick off as scheduled.
In terms of the registration, how are you with things?
All registration have been paid, directly deposited accounts, and as a requirement. And all teams that are registered will be getting as usual, getting a message regarding the tournament itself.
So the venues are yet to be confirmed?
The venue we yet to confirm, because a lot of venues being occupied by some tournaments. So when we get a venue, we'll let the teams know. So we'll continue. We had our game last year at the PNG Football Stadium, so we might look for another venue again to attract and meet the interest of the teams.
So what you're saying now is that you're looking at 24 teams as opposed to the usual 16?
Definitely. We will have another 8 on 2, the usual 16 we used to have, because Governor Cup is not coming on. It might come probably after me, so after the Ipatas Cup. So I will add on to give a fair chances to everyone. At least they expose and enjoy and have some chances before the festive season.
The competition this year is without a CEO. What's your view?
As far as I know, in NCD it's a big city, but we are doing well with the competition manager, Sam Coy. So with the appointment of CEO, probably it will be the call of the governor himself, the patron. We don't make that calls. But we all, rugby league fraternity, so we are used to organizing teams and tournaments. It's in our system, so we can go ahead without a CEO. So with the competition manager, Sam Coy, I applaud him for being the toughest manager, overseeing all our management responsibilities and organizing the tournaments. And always being in the field for so long, quite a while. So with the absence of CEO, I acknowledge him for taking the tournament this far. Without him, we can still progress because this game is just too big for everyone.
Simon Maima, once again, a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A great story there. Don't go away, grab a cup of coffee and stay tuned because we have more sport in action after the break.
Welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. Now, the PNG KUMULs have left for New Zealand on Monday and they will be facing the Fiji Butties. We caught up with them at the airport right before the departure and they shared some final remarks.
For us, forwards that we have, I think we have a good forward pack. We've played many times together and we have so much experience, so many experience in big games like that. So I think we are looking forward to set the foundation for the team and we will play our hearts out like we used to and we're looking forward to it.
Been living in the UK for the whole year and coming back and putting on the KUMUL jumper for a test match, it's a big thing for me. And yeah, really happy to represent my country once again, yeah.
Having a birthday one day before the game, before the match, will this be a early gift for you if you score? Right?
I don't know how you guys know, but yeah, my birthday is a day before the game, so yeah, I'll be turning 25, so it's a bonus for me. I'll put my body on the line for PNG.
Yeah, look, all the best to the team. Bradley, they're playing this Saturday?
Yeah, of course, they're playing this Saturday against an informed Fiji side. The Fiji team defeated Toa Samoa last weekend. The score's 44-18. Interesting because Toa Samoa beat PNG in June in the Pacific Test 24-6, which was interesting to note, but an informed Fiji side should be great to watch. Papua New Guinea, the KUMULs, of course, named the team after the captain's run on Friday, and then they go on to play the match. Some new faces in the team, in the likes of Alex Johnston from the Rabbitohs club in the NRL, also Daniel Russell. So they both make up KUMUL's number 294 and 295 respectively. So that's interesting times for rugby league in Papua New Guinea. So we'll see how the KUMULs fare come Saturday against Fiji.
All right, and all the best to the PNG KUMULs. Moving on, a Westpac-funded project in partnership with NRL in PNG, Save the Children Fund and other partners are working together to deliver messages aimed at developing functional literacy and life skills critical for the future of young people. Over 50 young people are currently participating in the program, which will be running till December.
In light of the rise of sports and its impacts in Papua New Guinea, focus has turned to grooming young people and the pathway taken, a focus of great importance, one that contributes to nation building. One such platform that has been implemented is the Life, Literacy and League program, a package of a three-way partnership between Westpac, Save the Children and NRL PNG.
Life Literacy and League program, in short also called LLL, is a project funded by Westpac Foundation and implemented by Save the Children International and National Rugby League with other organizations, and is aimed at providing life skills training for young people out of school around NCD in Port Moresby, basically to prepare them with skills that would provide them opportunity to be employable, which we call employability or life skills, and also provide them with health and awareness skills around things like HIV, entrepreneurship, business, self-employment, and also just other skills like how to write a CV, how to do an interview, and how to prepare for a job interview.
Kisera area in the TAURAMA new block is the venue that is currently hosting the LLL initiative, this being the second batch of training.
Actually, the Save the Children came looking for venue to run the course for the young people. So the ministry leaders and I decided that it's good for the young people, so it's to better their lives in the future. So we decided to have them here at the venue. The courses they're running are very good. They're helping the young people to see who they really are and try to esteem themselves, be who they are rather than not knowing what's going on in life. But I think the young people are learning a lot at the moment. The attendance is very well. We have, I think, over 50 people attending the course at the moment. Sometimes it increases and then the next day maybe one or two don't come. But basically we have a lot of them coming every day. That's one thing good as the church wants the young people to better their own knowledge about who they are and what they can do for the community and even for the country.
The program, in aiming to inspire positive life choices, takes a holistic approach in covering areas such as awareness on HIV and AIDS.
Save the Children have come on board. They've invited us. It is the second time now. The first time they invited us to run basic HIV and AIDS sensitization training at Bomana last year, and this is the second invitation to also come and assist Save the Children to run basic HIV AIDS sensitization training.
The overview of what I see in this what we are doing now is like we are basically meeting the needs of young people and knowing where their status are and try to really synchronize ourselves to help them unleash them and unlock them from where they are to come out from who they really are supposed to function in their lives.
NRL in PNG team, led by the National Programs Coordinator, Rutha Omenefa, says the program is attracting an increased interest in youths.
The League Life Literacy is a program for youths and who haven't completed formal education or who did complete education but haven't found employment. So with the sponsorship of Westpac and support of Save the Children, they have come up with this program to help students to go back to school, find employment in small programs that they bring, teach them how to write letters, do their CVs. We also have FOD, help them to upgrade their subjects. We NRL, we support the program. So what we provide is health and well-being, and then we use Rugby League as a tool to drive all our NS programs. So LLL is one of them. We also provide the Voice Against Violence program, which was done yesterday, which is getting youths to be the voice in their communities to raise awareness about violence. Yeah. Apart from that, we have other organizations coming like Hope Worldwide and HDMI. There's plenty others who are coming up aboard to take participants through the program.
We'll go for a break now, and on the other side, we take a look at the Rugby World Cup in Japan. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Sports Scene, to Rugby Union now. Port Moresby's Capital Rugby Union hosted a successful one-day junior rugby sevens competition which saw teams flying in from Medan province. CRU believes hosting such tournaments is good for the game and its development in school-age children. A sevens tournament for the seniors will be played this weekend. The unforgiving hit in Port Moresby wasn't enough to stop a vibrant display of rugby sevens at the Bava Park over the weekend. Capital Rugby Union hosted a tournament for the under-17s to the 21.
For our under-17s, most of them are new to the game, and it's an opportunity for them to come and show a bit of the talent and also get to know the game a little bit more. And obviously for under-19s and 21s, just continue to develop and give them the opportunity to play in their own age group. We don't have a proper schools competition, and when they're in a normal competition, you have sort of a mismatch. You have bigger guys playing with the smaller guys, and you don't really get that. Now they have the opportunity to go out and really play.
Teams flew in from as far as Medang and next door Gulf province.
Personally, it's really I'm proud to see Medang continuing the game. The seniors Medgangs have done well over the years, and it's good to see the juniors coming up. Like I said, it's always the pathway. We always question why our senior teams are not doing well, and that's the whole reason. We don't have a proper junior system coming through, and they struggle. If we can teach them at a young age like now, by the time they reach their peak, they would have played rugby or any other sport for more than 10 years.
The athletic and towering Gulf youngsters were something to watch. They proved hard to handle at times on the field. Their demonstration of strength and speed showed the talent in rugby union that was out there.
They need to come through the system. So hopefully, CRU providing this pathway for everyone, and inviting everyone to come and just showcase and continue to develop themselves as players and also as a person. They get to meet, like the Medan boys. They get to meet some of the guys here from Port Moresby, even the village boys from Yokea. They meet and then they develop that friendship.
CRU believes getting youngsters together is good for the game and its development, something that's been missing in the code for many years.
It's hard times for our national union, but if us at our level, like for CRU now, if we can provide this avenue for the youngsters and then work with our national body, showing them that we are developing our players. So by the time they reach that level that I was talking earlier, at the national and international level, our players are ready.
The senior men's begin their 7th tournament at the end of this week.
To the Rugby World Cup now, and South Africa Springboks have leveled up with New Zealand as 3-time winners of the Cup. In fact, all 12 years apart, but what a win it was on Saturday, this time at a 20-point margin since 1999, where France suffered at the hands of Australia 32-12. Saturday's final came with England looking to take home the Cup, while South Africa went hunting for a 3rd World Cup win. And it would be the Springboks' hunger for a 3rd record World Cup win that saw them through, recording a 32-12 victory. In fact, it was at halftime that South Africa set the lead with a 12-6 scoreline, and it only got better for them in the second half, where another 20 points sealed a superb campaign in this edition of the World Cup.
We come from different backgrounds, different races, and we came together with one goal and we wanted to achieve it. I really hope that we've done that for South Africa to show that we can pull together if we want to work and achieve something.
I just think the boys believed in themselves,
The fight that we had in the second half, but credit to South Africa, they were very good today.
We just weren't good enough today, and congratulations to South Africa on an outstanding performance.
Meanwhile, in Friday's bronze final, 3-time world champs New Zealand, who failed to make the final appearance, had to fight Wales for at least a 3rd-place finish. New Zealand out to redeem themselves, and Wales, whose injury list seemed to be longer, only created a perfect mix for the All Blacks' one last win. Going into the first half, there was no stopping the men from the land of the long white clouds as they powered home a 28-10 scoreline by halftime.
And right on halftime, Aaron Smith to Ben Smith.
Wales admirably were battered and bruised, but were valiant through till full-time, although they were only able to put 17 points to the name before taking the leave, while their opponent bowed out victors on 40 points, taking home the bronze medal.
Support that we've had over this tournament's been fantastic from our own fans back in New Zealand, but also the Japanese. You've been great hosts, and we really thank you for your support.
Tough old game for both sides, and just want to congratulate Wales too, because I know they'll be feeling it a bit at the moment.
We're on the wrong side of the scoreboard, but still proud to put the jersey on and show what we had today.
Welcome back, you're watching Sports Scene. Now, before we wrap things up here on Sports Scene, we continue with one more story from Rugby League. It is regarded as PNG's national sport. We follow the Australian League like crazy. We idolize the players like gods, and as we see in this next story, Rugby League through the Australian NRL in PNG brings more than just the game.
Papua New Guinea, we are a people of 800 languages, a land of diverse sceneries, and 8 million strong, who love rugby league. For generations, we have embraced footy like religion itself. The one thing that unites us is the love of the game, and it is just extraordinary. And now, Australia NRL, a league that we have followed for as long as we can remember, is coming to our shores. As part of the Pacific Step Up Through Sports flagship that was announced during the APEC meeting in 2018, An annual pre-season trial match between Telstra Premiership NRL teams will be played, starting in Papua New Guinea in 2020. This is the first of what is set out for 3 seasons, 2020, 21 and 22, throughout the Pacific. This exhilarating announcement was made by NRL Head of Government and Community Relations, James BOLAND RUDDER.
It's my great pleasure to announce today that thanks to the support of the Australian Government through the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, that on the 22nd of February next year, the Canterbury-BANKSTOWN Bulldogs will take on the Cronulla-Sutherland Sharks here in Port Moresby as part of a trial game.
Australian NRL Chief Executive in a statement said that this is an exciting and valuable step for the game, as many of the players were born in the Pacific nation and are idolized in nations like Papua New Guinea, who have a genuine passion for rugby league. As a lead-up to the trial match, players of Cronulla-Sutherland Sharks and Canterbury-BANKSTOWN Bulldogs have been in and around the country as part of the program.
I understand the teams have just this morning returned from a trip to Tunung Island in Kavieng, where they engaged in important community activities, visiting the local hospital, talking to kids about health, constructing a community hall, and of course engaging with people through rugby league.
Our first visit to Papua New Guinea for most of the players.
First time in Papua New Guinea. I love it. I stepped off the plane, it was pretty hot, that got me, but I'm sort of used to it now, and I love it, it's really good. It's just Noosa Island, I didn't know that part of Papua New Guinea even existed, so when we got there it was beautiful. We're just staying on an island there, we've been fishing, bit of surfing, paddleboarding, and it's just PNG's really surprised me.
Beautiful country and beautiful people, both here in Port Moresby, but even up right at the northeast in Kavieng. We had a great time over the past week.
Development for rugby league, humanitarian operations, gender equality and inclusivity of all abilities, in those of special needs, are some of the main facets of the flagship that were addressed during their visit.
We found out that they were very excited. They were really excited because when they saw the players, they forgot all about us. They thought that they were in a real rugby field.
Some of our students are more into rugby and they have families who also play rugby, which it is to really psych them up when they talk about NRL, or our friends from NRL beat comes over, they're all excited to meet them.
This match really is the pinnacle of what has been a very exciting period for us here in Papua New Guinea, whether it be the grassroots program that Andrew mentioned earlier, League Belong Life, where over the years we've reached more than 200,000 young people and delivered them important messages about health and well-being, about respectful relationships, about gender equality, and our drive to prevent violence against women and children. And through that 200,000 young people that we've engaged with, more than half of those have been girls. And we believe it's very important in all that we do that we're focused on gender equality. And for that reason, I really want to pay special tribute to our PNG NRL manager in country, Kathy Neep, and the team, who do an incredible job with the support of the Australian High Commission, and who will play an instrumental role in bringing to life the trial game next year. But the trial game's not just about a game of football. What it's really about is the impact that these incredible athletes will have in young community, in the local communities, engaging with young people, delivering messages about health and well-being, delivering messages about respectful relationships.
So we went up to Kavieng about a week ago. From there we travelled 3 hours north on a little boat to an island, and we helped build a community hall up there with the locals, which they will use for education purposes. So some of us have carpentry skills, some of us don't, so we did the best we could to help them. But no, they have a great facility up there now that hopefully they can take full advantage of. And then from there we visited all the schools in that area on all the islands, and then back to Kavieng, where we were lucky enough to visit the schools, and there's even a Bulldog school down there as well.
It's sports and it's NRL that our country loves. Not too many times we see NRL players come in and play in PNG, NRL teams. They're starting it this way, but with the plans that we have currently, I think we'll have on the following year, there's plans to have a full NRL game in 2021 we will have it in PNG, one of the games.
The love of the game has evolved to more than just sports. With this movement, we are sure to find another Marcus Bai, Mark Mom or James Segeyaro. A new era for new names to be engraved in the Hall of Fame, adorning the history pages of Rugby League in Papua New Guinea.
And there's only going to be more and more Papua New Guinean stars in the future that will be playing NRL and more household names. So the future's bright, and I can't wait to see a Papua New Guinean side in the NRL.
Yeah, look, apart from the KUMULs taking on Fiji Batties in New Zealand over the weekend, that's on Saturday, we also have other things happening locally. We have in Port Moresby some off-season sports happening. I know you may be out to Bava Park, it is, once more for the seniors competition for CRU.
Yep, like you said.
Anything else?
Apart from this, over in Leh, we have the volleyball championships, which will be played over the weekend for the open men's and women's. Should be exciting. Like we said earlier, we'll be looking out for the VAVA team if they can defend the title for the 15th time.
Yeah, look, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, amazingly, for a team that has the court they actually play and train on is not really up to standard, but they've gone as far as they are for games, and that's amazing. And they've, you know, their title, they've had it for 14 years, and it's amazing. You know, this only goes to show that they're doing something for themselves, and it's not always, you know, people, they're not, you know, always crying out for, oh, we need these facilities to be ready. They're actually doing something for themselves, even with whatever little they have, and that's really good to see. All right, so apart from that, for myself, I will be going out as well, covering some sports. Of course, checking out the Bissini Precinct as usual, staying in tune with what's happening in New Zealand with our PNG KUMULs and...
Our beloved KUMULs.
Yes, beloved KUMULs. Win or lose, beloved KUMULs.
You know, it's been pleasant having you on board on the show. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of the program. All good things come to an end. But look, if you have an interesting story that you would like us to feature on the program, or have an event where you want us to cover, you can email us on sports@mtv.com.pg, or you can message us on Facebook, on our Facebook page, or call us on 312-9200.
Or if you're in Port Moresby, you can always drop by at Garden City Level 2, come right to the MTV office and ask for any one of us, or leave your contact details at the reception, and we will be more than happy to assist you. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dinero Strico.
And I'm Bradley Valenaki.
Good night.
Good night now.